ago, 3 years, we lived together, we split the rent, we don't know what the hell we're gonna do.
Hello there, and welcome to the Golf Club. I'm pumped to be with you, and I hope you're pumped to play some golf. Let's go.
I ate $26 worth of Taco Bell last week. No, don't woo for that. I'm going to die, man. I'm going to die. My friend was like, how do you eat $26 worth of Taco Bell? I was like, alone in the parking lot? Like an American? I found this out. I was looking for a restaurant in my neighborhood, and I stumbled across the fact that the McDonald's in my neighborhood has 619 reviews on Yelp. Yeah, that's the world we live in. 619 people went to McDonald's and thought to themselves, I have got to get the word out about this joint. That was delicious, yet affordable. How has this place been flying under the radar? With the assumption, right, if you review McDonald's online, you honestly believe there's people out there in the world who are like, hey, man, you want to go to McDonald's for lunch? Maybe. Let me check the reviews on the internet. I'm not going to walk in there blind. What's the star situation look like? The best review on there, word for word, I'm not making this up, was, this place is great, but don't kid yourself. It's no Subway. Thanks, Yelp.
Laugh USA, comedy for everyone.
Here's how good frosting is. When you are eating it out of the can, you feel shame.
Sirius XM 98.
Quake's House.
The new season is
This one's a beauty.
Every week, catch Quake and his guests as they put a hilarious spin on everything from politics to pop culture. Quake's House. Monday through Wednesday, live, 4 p.m. East.
For the bird.
Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio. Missed a show? Listen anytime on demand on the new Sirius XM app. Come experience Austin, Texas with nonstop laughs at the 9th Annual Moon Tower Comedy Festival, April 22nd through 25th. Tickets available now for headliners, club shows, and podcasts like Nick Kroll, Nikki Glazer, Creeps with Kids, Andrew Schultz, Maria Bamford, Ronnie Chang, Dumb People Town, Vag, and Mark Norman. Party at the Moon Tower, y'all. Badges and tickets available at moontowercomedyfestival.com. Keep up with laughs all year long on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Moon Tower Comedy. Sponsored by SiriusXM and Pandora.
Direct from London, a musical legend is on Sirius XM Volume.
This is Mark Knopfler here with the British Grove Broadcast.
Award-winning singer, songwriter, and guitar virtuoso, Mark Knopfler handpicks, spins, and discusses the songs that have and continue to inspire him.
British Grove is the name of my studios here in London. It's just a wonderful place to play records and enjoy music.
The British Grove Broadcast with Mark Knopfler.
Yes.
Wednesdays at 9 p.m. East, only on Volume, Channel 106.
Any temps in the audience? Okay, well, you know, we're all temps in the general sense.
Great start to the round. You have one under.
Comedy for everyone. Sirius XM 98.
Nice solid birdie on that last hole. We got another birdie in the works here.
Brag, but I'm the kind of guy who can afford to eat a Panera bread. I don't want to rub that in anyone's face. That is when I'm not eating at Pret-a-Manger. I'm always Pret for a little manger. But on this particular day, I was at Panera, and I was sitting in the front window enjoying my bacon turkey Bravo panini. And seriously, Bravo. And it was very distracting because there was a teenager out on the sidewalk, and he had a skateboard in his hands, and it was broken. It was in like a V shape, and he was just staring down at this broken skateboard. And his eyes were welling up, and I could tell that he was about to cry. It just made my day. It made me feel so good. Do you ever just delight in the misfortune of a stranger? Yes. More of that, please. I don't feel like I used to be like that, man. I've come to the sad conclusion that I'm like a B- human being. You ever think about that? Like what grade you deserve morally? I'm like a report card that your parents would sign, but not joyfully. Like, you're not going to get grounded, but nobody's getting a McFlurry out of this. There will be no trip to Six Flags. Like, I'm polite by nature. Like, I'll hold the door for people. Like, if I'm ever walking out of a store and you're walking in, I will hold the door open for you. 100 times out of 100, I will hold the door. However, If you do not acknowledge that I'm holding the door, I will say, you're welcome. So that's a B minus. That's what I call a B minus. Just everybody right now, take inventory to yourselves. What grade do you think you deserve as a human being? Any A's? Anyone give themselves an A? All right, good. No sociopaths. That's always a good sign. What about A minus? I'm going to isolate the best person here. Any A minuses? Do I hear B plus? Do I hear B? Okay. All right. Okay. A few B pluses, which makes you know they really think they're A minuses because that's just human nature. I don't want to look like an ass, so I'll wait till B plus. But I think we both know I'm an A minus. Even B plus is rather bold.
Okay, you're kind of in some
like
deep stuff.
Gandhi.
This is the danger zone.
Martin Luther King. You guys are 2 steps from Gandhi? Wait, you guys know that this is a comedy show and not a soup kitchen, right? Like, there is charity we could all be out doing right now. We're not. We're here. So let's take B plus off the table. I'm skeptical. You said you were a B plus. If you don't want me asking this, you said you were a B plus. What is it that you do for a living? You're a stay-at-home mom. B plus, huh? Okay. There's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mom. It's just not exactly Doctors Without Borders, is it? Do you guys know Doctors Without Borders? Those guys go into war zones and stuff? Man, I admire those guys. Those dudes watch, like, no Netflix at all. Listen, I get it. It's 2019. It is very tempting in this climate to want to grade yourself on a curve. That's why I watch the news every day, just as a method of self-care. It's all right,
Could be in the rough
but I'm
here.
not that. Now, you probably think, oh, he's probably talking about Donald Trump. Well, very perceptive. Good for you.
Okay, this is a deep, deep lie in the rough, just so you know. Might want to compensate here.
Everybody thinks Donald Trump is the reason things are screwed up. He's not. He's not the reason. He's the result. We've hated each other for a long time in this country. We're like a couple who should have broken up a long time ago. The only reason we live together is because we're on the lease. Nobody wants to pay the security deposits. We're just going to hope it magically works itself out. You know who doesn't seem as silly to me anymore? Doomsday preppers. Remember how ridiculous those guys used to seem? Like, look at that weirdo with the beard and the bomb shelter. Now I'm like, wait, so how far below ground does that need to be? What is the proper jar size for urine storage? I don't care. I could be around, man. The time is limited.
Our first stop was Rome, Italy. It was awesome, you guys.
Okay, we are back on the fairway. Let's regroup and get onto this green now.
And like this trip really made me realize that I should have paid attention in school. For real, because like all I kept thinking was like, man, if I didn't cut class all throughout high school, I would probably be having fun right now. I mean, but it was still cool. Like, even if you're not a history buff, like, it was still pretty amazing. Like, because I was standing there in front of the Coliseum, just really, like, almost emotional, because I'm like, dang, I cannot believe that, like, right here, years ago, is where they filmed the movie Gladiator. You know what I'm saying? Like, Russell Crowe could have been right here. After that, we took an 11-hour train ride to Paris. Let me tell you, an 11-hour anything is terrible. To anything. Like, even a massage. Everybody likes a massage. Go for an hour, maybe 2 hours. But 11 hours, your skin gonna fall off. And, like, I don't know what I was thinking, because we could have jumped on a plane and been there in, like, 5 minutes, right? But in my mind, I thought it was going to be romantic, right? I was like, oh, let's take a train to Paris. It'll be so romantic. Like, there'll be a caboose in the back where they're dancing, wearing flapper dresses, celebrating the war's over.
All right, sitting right where you should be. Even par is your adjusted score after that one.
It's not like that.
And what is this? Hole number 3.
If you've never been on an overnight train, let me just paint the picture for you. I almost died that night. The smell on this train was so bad. It literally almost choked me to death. Have you ever tried to hold your breath for 11 hours? I almost died. And there would have been nobody to charge in my murder. They'd be, oh my God, who killed her? Smell. Smell killed her. This is what it's like, okay? You get on the train, and they have cabins, okay? And there's 6 bunk beds in each cabin. If you don't buy all 6 bunk beds, they just stick some rando in there with you, so good luck, okay? So this was like, we get on a train, and then the first cabin, there's a Chinese family, then there's a Haitian family, then there's us Americans, and then there's like an Italian family,
Looks like
then
you're
a French
gonna hit some
family.
sand
Like, there's just
here.
all kind of different people, right? Like, it's kind of like a buffet. Go with me for a second. Like, you know how sometimes you go to a buffet and they got the seafood and the Italian food and then they got the Chinese food right next to the barbecue and you're like, wait, that's too many smells. I can't figure it out. It was kind of like that, except it was like a 2-week-old buffet. Yeah, it wasn't fresh. And like, I'm not really a diva, okay? I don't consider myself a diva. But that night, it was questionable. For sure, because like, I just kept trying to find somebody that worked on the train. Like, hi, excuse me, hi. Can you point me into the direction where passengers can breathe?
Got a nice even par on your scorecard after that
similar
one.
to
and
this, but
after the
preferably
handicap adjustments.
unscented.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, this only section? Oh, okay. Because we bought a first class ticket. And it's not really a first class smell. Okay. Just get back to my seat? Okay, thanks. I felt like I was being human trafficked into Paris. I kept looking for Liam Neeson. I couldn't find him. When we got to Paris, we went to the Louvre. That's where they filmed the movie The Da Vinci Code. I kept trying to reenact the scenes, but they don't like it when you do that.
Sweet.
And the bridge that you walk across to get to the Louvre is like the lover's bridge, right? Where like you go with your lover, you get a lock, you lock it onto the bridge, and then you throw your key into the river, and it's supposed to be like you're locked in love forever, right? So we did that, but our lock came with 2 keys. So I threw one in the river. I kept one in my pocket just in case this fool act up. You know what I mean? Don't play with me, click.
You know, Article 5 is just basically saying whatever we decide, we still have to leave room in case later they want to make amendments, they want to ratify, because, you know, bars change. They might want to put a karaoke machine in here someday. We don't know. Styles change. A pool
This
table. We can't
one's
tell them
looking
what to do
dialed in.
completely. Article 6, if you trade with other countries, everybody had to be on the same page. It's like, if it was a bar, you'd say, look, we tell them no T-shirts,
This one's for Birdie.
no sneakers. You got to say the same thing on Wednesday that we say on Tuesday. And Article 7, just basically, look, it's going to be, sign it, cut the ribbon, open for business, right?
No, my doctor told me you got to lose 10 pounds, and since then I've put on 8. I'm doing it the right way, slowly. Staying at the little hotel. I asked them if they had a gym. They said, we got a maintenance man. His name's Jim.
Nice.
Guys could wrestle, I guess. I try. I ride I'm always disappointed in the number of calories I've burned on the apparatus at the gym. You know?
All right, sitting at 1 under
85.
after that hole. That's your adjusted score.
That's less than half a Pop-Tart.
And from the 5th hole tee off.
I had 6 Pop-Tarts in the car on the way over here. Have you guys got a bigger bike somewhere or something? This ain't getting it. That's all I do, ride that bike. Very balanced workout. Legs are getting bigger, arms withering away. Yeah, tell Kangaroo Boy to dismount. He's done. Sweet mother of God. Look at him. Can he sue us? Did he sign a waiver? Somebody find the waiver.
Solid swing.
I'm thinking, hey, everybody's staring. Must look pretty good. Whew, it's all paying off now. Hey, ladies, hey. Where are you going, gals? You
And
shy? Quit
you
running.
were about 150 yards from the pin, I'd say.
You know, I can catch you with these big legs.
life is fun. You know, life is get a lot of laughs out of life if you approach it the right way. I used to get a lot of laughs when I lived down in Santa Monica. When I needed a good laugh, I'd go to the Venice Beach Boardwalk. The best people watching on the planet. If you've never been there, this place is like a mental institution / flea market.
Sweet.
It's the strangest people you've ever seen in your life selling the worst business products imaginable.
Okay,
It's
a
fascinating to me.
23-footer from here.
There was this guy, this magic stick guy I used to love to go check out. I feel like he'd probably been doing it for 10 years, before I was there. Apparently he'd been doing it a long time. And I love that he would just show up day after day for this crazy business plan of his. He would wear this big black top hat. He had like a black kind of makeup, under his eyes and stuff, and these, long black dreads, little kind of occulty trinkets in it. This whole kind of like black trench coat situation. He had a sign that said magic sticks, $10. And by magic stick, he meant a piece of wood he had found that he had glued to a rock he had found. That was his entire business plan, was just to sell stick rocks. I never saw a single person buy one, but he would just show up day after day, just so committed. And I just thought about how much fun I could have with the little world he created. And he's kind of mean, but also how funny would it be if I would have just showed up one day.
All right, 1 under is your adjusted score
I
after
just
that
rent
one.
the booth space next to his, and I just wander
Okay,
over
it's
there
time
with
to
the bigger
send this
black top
ball
hat.
on its way.
Black makeup, the dreads, the trinkets, trench coat. I have a sign that says more magical sticks, $9.99. I got a bunch of bigger sticks glued to bigger rocks. And then I have a bunch of friends line up and just pretend to be customers and buy one after another, and then just watch his mind implode. Just to think for over 10 years, he was a penny and a bigger stick away from financial success.
All right,
Or it
looking
could've
good
been
so
more
far.
dramatic. I could have showed up with my kids, Kyler and Monroe, when they were younger, when they were like, 7 and 9 kind of age. Show up there and be so excited to buy one of his magic shakes. Like, oh my gosh, we love magic. This is so great. I love that you're doing this. Cannot wait to try these out. This is so fantastic. And just buy a couple magic sticks and then just, take off all happy. And then show up like, I don't know, hour or two later. No kids, just very emotionally upset. Just kind of somberly approaches his booth. Take out a couple little gerbils or small lizards out of my pocket. Set them on the booth and just, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix this. You change them back, Warlock!
Hope this one bites.
Love a kid's back! Oh, just to see the look on his face. What a mixture of emotions. So happy his magic was real. So sad he can't control it.
All right, 2 under is your adjusted score after that hole.
Or if I really
7th
wanted
hole
to be
coming up.
dramatic, I could have went to like a Hollywood movie studio, got a big wizard suit, looked very realistic. Have a whole wand and everything, just approach him from afar, real dramatically. You don't know what you dally with here, sorcerer. Leave these realms for a real wizard, Electrico. And right when I say Electrico, a friend I had sneak up behind him starts to taser him. Leave here! Oh. Again, such a mixture of emotions. So happy he's in a wizard duel. So sad he's losing. I have to have another friend videotape it, So if the police arrest me for assault,
Great
I can show the tape
contact.
and they let me go for being pretty clever. Technically that's illegal, but it's pretty funny. You can go. I wish that's how the law worked.
Hello.
James, this is from college.
I'd
How
say
you
it's
doing?
about 120 yards or so to the pin from here.
Okay. Are you interested in going back to school? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to make an appointment?
Yeah.
How about tomorrow?
No, tomorrow's no good.
Okay. Thursday.
What time?
Okay. How about 2 o'clock?
No.
3?
No.
All right. Can you help me out?
Like I said, the afternoon.
After 12 o'clock, or? All right. How about 4 o'clock?
Solid swing.
No.
5 o'clock?
Nope.
All right.
Nice approach.
Can I call you back?
Why?
Because you can't, I don't think I'm going anywhere.
What do you mean?
10-footer here. I think this can
you
go.
give me a time?
Yeah, we're trying to set up an appointment.
How about 5:30?
No.
6?
That's not really the afternoon, no.
How about 5?
You said that one already.
I know, I'm running out of time. All right.
What's the problem?
I don't know. I can't make an appointment with you.
Well, I'd like to make an appointment. I said in the afternoon.
1:15?
No.
2 o'clock?
No, that won't work.
2:30?
No.
3?
No.
3:15?
All right, 2 under is
Nope.
your adjusted score after that hole.
3:30?
No.
And we find ourselves on the 8th tee.
No.
4:15?
Nope.
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock is in the afternoon, sir. Didn't we already go over this?
All right, I'm running out of time. I'm down to 5:45.
No.
All right, then I have no time available for you. I'll call you back, okay?
What is the problem?
I have to go.
You know, you call and then you don't want to make an appointment.
Okay, Jim Gaffigan here, and we are doing an interview with producer Jeannie Noth. Okay, Miss Noth, this is your 4th CD you've produced for Mr. Gaffigan. Why is it? Is it because you think Mr. Gaffigan is a genius?
I did it because I'm married to you. If I didn't do it, the CD would never get done.
Interesting. Now, would you describe yourself as a Jim Gaffigan-aholic?
Look, Jim, I really have to get back to it.
Interesting. Miss Noth, would you like fries with that?
Fries with what?
Just answer the question, Miss Noth.
All right, this is ridiculous. This is obvious filler for your CD because you can't...
Look, Chippy.
Chippy? What is Chippy?
I don't.
All right, 2 under
Why
is
don't
your
you tell
adjusted
me,
score
Miss?
after that hole.
You can't call me miss. I'm married to you.
Boy, you really
Coming
don't
off
want to answer
a
the
par
question.
on the last one.
Whatever.
Let's see what happens here.
So, Miss Noth, are you on Mr. Gaffigan's email list?
Jim, I manage the mailing list for you.
Please just answer the question. Are you, Jeannie Noth, on Jim Gaffigan's email list?
This is ridiculous, Jim. I have stuff to do.
Okay. One more question.
Okay. All right, 1.
Will you get me a beer?
Oh, my God.
All aboard!
Looks like you'll be in the short stuff here.
Next up, the train shack. I'm going to the hobby shop. Gotta buy those trains. I like them just as much as I like pretty dames. I'm gonna buy an Illinois Central GP9. Gonna buy an F7. Oh, I'm gonna get the 400 line. Then I want to get some freight cars. Gonna buy some HO track. I'm gonna buy an FL9 locomotive. Gotta get a power pack. Going to the hobby shop. Gonna buy a GP1. Gonna party at the train shack. Gonna have fun. Going to the hobby shop. Yeehaw. Going to the hobby shop. I'm going to the hobby shop. Going to the hobby shop.
Heading towards the beach here. Not the good kind.
I'm so excited. Gonna buy a model railroad magazine. I'm gonna buy my favorite railroad line. Illinois Central. New York Central. Penn Central. Amtrak. Amfleet cars. New Haven line. Erie Lackawanna. Chicago Northwestern. Gonna spend my extra money. Gonna spend all my money. I'm gonna have so much fun going to the train shop. Going to the hobby shop. I'm going to the hobby shop. Yeah.
Okay, 3 under. It's the adjusted score after that hole. Okay, let's send this little ball on its way.
Laugh USA, comedy for everyone.
Here's how good frosting is. When you are eating it out of the can, you feel shame.
Sirius XM 98.
He was the king of late night.
Back in the days of Johnny Carson, you're talking of only 3 TV channels. So for a stand-up comedian, that was Mount Everest.
Here's Johnny.
The Johnny Carson channel is back on Sirius XM.
Did you miss me that much, or are you buttering me up for Christmas?
With behind-the-scenes interviews, plus hand-picked episodes with Johnny's monologues and unforgettable guests from the couch. The Johnny Carson channel on now. Sirius XM channel 105.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. Indeed will also give you the sticky frog, which will suddenly leap and stick to the face of the perfect hire. Okay, there's no sticky frog. But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road
Looks
shows
like
Indeed
you're
delivers
gonna
3
hit
times
some
more hires
sand
than
here.
any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Rock legend Paul McCartney. Modern icons Coldplay. Emerging sensation Billie Eilish.
Thank you to Sirius. Thank you guys for having me here.
We're opening up the archive to relive these and other subscriber-only events. Sirius XM's Superstar Concert Series, happening right now. Hear a different, historic, exclusive concert for 24 hours straight on Channel 30. Explore the schedule at SiriusXM.com/concerts.
This is Kathleen Madigan, and you're listening to Laugh USA, Sirius XM 98.
You can't ask for more than that.
I'm in my 40s. It's the first time I ever lived with a woman, and it's different. It was an adjustment period. About a month into it, we got into a big argument, and I had to call one of my buddies up to get some advice. He's been married for 15 years, and we're talking for a bit, and I'm joking around with him. I was like, you know what, man? You've been married for 15 years. In terms of school, it's almost like you got your master's degree. And living with a woman, for me, it's like a month. I'm just like a kindergartner just learning how to color. And then he laughed for a second, and then he got quiet. He's like, yeah, man, I tell you what. You know, I would throw my whole education just to go back and color. I tell you that much. Man, do I miss coloring. I can't remember the last time we colored.
Whoa.
I go online, I watch other people color. That's where I'm at.
Okay, 3 under. It's the adjusted score after that hole.
Traditional relationship. I think it's because she's from Europe or something.
Coming off a par on the last one. Let's see what happens here.
And then she picks out the pants, and then she tells me what to go with, and lets me know when I'm allowed to wear the pants, if I should wash the pants or iron the pants or go buy new pants, and or put on sweatpants, whatever it is. You know what? She controls the pants, but I still wear the pants. So that's one of those situations. I'm excited about it. A little bit nervous. You know, I've seen married couples. Have you ever? Here's what makes me nervous. You ever been to a Denny's on a Sunday? And you see that old couple, probably like close to 80, hitting 80, and they eat their entire meal without saying a single word to each other? That scares me. Like, what happened to that couple? Did they run out of things to talk about? Are they sitting there with regrets, thinking about stuff like, oh, I could have done better? He's like, yeah, well, I could have had a boat, so. Finish your eggs. Let's go. I don't know, you know. I saw an old couple on a cruise ship. I was working on a cruise ship. If you guys don't know anything about comics and cruise ships are where comedians go to die. And so I'm working on this cruise ship. And I see this older couple on the cruise ship, probably in their mid-70s, man and a woman, when they're wearing the exact same.
Doesn't look like it's on the fairway, but it's all right.
And I'm not talking about like different, like matching colors. I mean the exact same shirt, the exact same shorts, right? And a lot of people see that and like, oh, look at that, they're in love.
Okay, yeah, we found you in the rough. but I don't think
To
that
me,
it's
that's the woman in the
deep
relationship
rough.
making a statement. Look, everybody, I broke him. Yeah. He's my little dress-up doll. He does what I say. Grab my purse. We're going. Yes, dear.
Now that was a swing.
Yes, dear.
I have so much stress. My life is just filled with stress. I just took my whole family, wanted to go on a vacation, the whole family, the wife, the children, the whole thing.
All right, 4
And I am their
under is
leader.
the adjusted
I'm their
score.
leader in
Half
this
of that
family.
hole.
I do everything for them. I'm in it. I am in it.
Nice
and I do
bird
it.
on that
I go to
last
dance
hole. Let's
recitals
see another
now.
one.
Dance recitals. If that doesn't show I love you, nothing will. No one just goes to a dance recital. You don't just walk in off the street. Oh, I want to see young people trying to dance. That doesn't happen. You go because you have to go. And then you go to the recital and you realize they actually learned something, and they waddle out there and they do their little routine and they're falling over and they're waving, and it's hilarious and heartwarming, and you get choked up and misty-eyed, and that lasts for like 30 seconds. And then you have to sit through 4.5 hours of other people's useless bags of garbage.
Nice swing.
And then out of the darkness, you just heard this little boy yell, "Make it stop! Somebody stop it!" I do everything for them. I skate now. I've been ice skating all winter long. We were ice skating, because they wake me up at 6 o'clock in the morning saying they're bored. Yeah, 6 a.m. The sun's not even up, and they're bored already. If you had a roommate that did this, you'd punch him right in the face. Well, now you have something to do. Go ice that down.
Hope this
But
bites.
society doesn't let you punch little girls in the face. So I get up, and we make
Okay, ended up nice
unicorns
and
out
safe.
of glue sticks.
Still a
and
little work to
glitter,
do,
and
though.
we run out of activities by 7.
Okay, 20
so now
feet
I skate.
to
I know
the
what you're
cup.
thinking, Montreal. You're thinking, do you even belong on skates, Mr. New York? Do you even know how to skate? No, not at all. Not at all, but that's not the point. Does a bear belong in the circus on a unicycle, going around in circles in a party hat? No, but he does what he's told, and they feed him when he's done. And I'm the best skater in the family. This is how moronic this activity is. I can't do it at all, and I am their leader. So it's just me on the ice with a bunch of people who look like me, just grabbing on, and I try and keep them up. And they fall off one by one like discarded Christmas trees. And they wiggle their way to the end, and they get wet and tired, and then we move as a pack into the city, and we look for food. And we sit in a diner, and we pay $50 for plain pasta, and we spill things on each other. We go to the bathroom like 20 times.
All right,
and
4
then we
under is
slowly
the
warm
adjusted
up
score.
and forget
Half
how
of that
miserable
hole.
we were, and then we plan our next skate.
Coming off
and
a
this is my
par
life
on the
now.
last one.
I do
Let's
weird
see what
stuff
happens here.
with people I make. I used to do weird stuff with people I met in bars or at the park. Now I make people and do weird stuff with them.
I don't know. I get to travel a bunch. I've been to like a bunch of different countries. I don't know where any of them are, or even where. I didn't learn about countries in school, so I just learned about Tennessee, and then I was told about the states
I
that
think this
touched
is
us
gonna
in
need
case
to
they
bite.
attacked, and that was basically it. I just went to Honduras. We did a USO tour for the
Okay,
troops in
ended up
Honduras.
nice
That's
and
where
safe.
it's going down next.
Still a little work to do, though.
And yeah, they told me. They haven't even told America yet, but just it's fine. I went there. I go to the airport, and I told the guy, I was like, "Hey, I'm going to Honduras," and the guy was like, "What city?" And I was like, "I'm just learning right now. That's not the name of the city. So just wherever people are going, probably. I didn't know you were going to grill me about it." We land in Honduras. The guy picks us up. He's driving us to the Army base. And then, so when we get out there, he's like giving us a rundown of like everything. And so he was like, "All right, there's a couple things you got to look out for. There's a lot of snakes, a lot of venomous snakes. So he's like, when you walk around, just keep an eye out for snakes. But if you do get bit by a snake, the best thing to do is just go ahead and just catch the snake and then bring it with you, so then we know like what snake bit you." And I was like, I'm pretty positive, like that's not what you're supposed to do. I've never seen that.
All right,
on
4
Animal
under
Planet.
is the
Like,
adjusted
just catch
score
a
after
snake.
that hole.
I've never caught a snake in my life, and then when I get bit,
Okay,
I gotta get
14th
it
hole.
together and catch a snake for the first time. I was like, it's not going to go good, dude. He's going to keep biting me. That's all that's going to happen. And he was like, it doesn't matter. You've already been bit. And I was like, do you even know what a snake is? It completely matters. There's a huge difference between 1 bite and probably 30 bites, which is what we will be at if I try to catch this snake. Who told you this? The snake? Is that who told you to tell me this? Whose side are you on? I watch a lot of animal stuff. Like, I keep in, I watched a thing on, this was on 60 Minutes. They did an undercover reporting about tigers. Like, you can buy tigers. Like, if somebody wants a tiger, I can give you a lead with a guy that will sell you a tiger. And my favorite part, though, they asked him, they were like, hey, do you think it's too easy to buy a tiger in this country? And the guy was like, yeah, it's like way too easy. And that was my favorite part, That's why America's the best, all right? Well, where else can you go? I didn't even know you could buy tigers. I didn't even know, though. I would have been embarrassed to ask. And then 1 second later, I'm like, I don't really have to jump through hoops if I do want to buy a tiger. It's not an all-day thing. It's like an hour. I'll be right back with our tiger. And the big thing that everyone wants to get rid of guns, But
Great
what makes me nervous
contact.
about taking
Nice
guns
swing.
away from people is because those are the exact same people that will buy tigers. And I think that's going to be a much bigger problem, all right? I think you'll probably be like, look, here's your gun back. And they'll be like, no, I'm good. My tiger is way better than my gun. My gun missed all the time. My tiger rarely misses. Even if he does miss, it's just for a second. It's never long. Like, if a guy dodges the tiger and he's like, your dumb tiger missed, it's like, well, he did not. He is right behind you now. And he is furious about it. So, all right, guys, thank y'all so much, man. Y'all are awesome.
Those are the best jobs, though, The ones you look back on your life and you realize, I didn't care about that anyway. I used to have all kinds of stupid jobs like that. Before I got serious and did this comedy business. I used to work at a Goodyear, changing tires with my uncle. And I love my uncle, but he's like an idiot savant, but just real heavy on the idiot part. He's a little light on the savant. Like, he's the kind of dude who can't
This one for the
spell
save.
IQ, but somehow he can build you a working motor out of an old coffee can and a chicken heart. He was trying to teach me how to change brakes one day. I don't know if you know anything about brakes or brake drums. All you need to know is there's asbestos dust in there. Okay? Now, my uncle, he pulls off the brake drum, the asbestos flies out. And I am not changing a word of this. He looked at me right in the face. He goes, get back, stupid. That stuff will give you cancer.
Okay, 3 under is the adjusted score after that hole. All right, let's let her rip.
You just like your daddy. I'm like, ow. He was good at that cigarette butt flick. You see people do that? Smoke a cigarette all the way to the butt, and they just flick it real hard. It goes like 500 yards. Kill a bird with it. Yeah, you hungry, John? You hungry? That's good.
Nice.
Got you a falcon. Pretty sure it's illegal.
Kids love the dog. They love him. Just start letting him sleep up on the bed with him. They love him. They love
Looks
him until
like,
they see a cat.
I'd say around 110 yards or so to the pin.
Any cat. Could be the most jank cat ever. Feral. One eyeball hanging out because it just fought with a raccoon near our recycling. Right. Dragging its bloody stump of a leg across your driveway. Like making an all... My kids would look at that and be like, can we get a cat, please? like, no, you cannot have a cat.
Because fundamentally, we do not like cats.
We don't
We're up
condone
with
it.
dogs. We've had a
Great
fight
contact.
with people about cats versus dogs forever.
This is not a new fight, but I want to settle it right here.
We'll end the argument.
We'll end the argument right here.
What is the best thing anyone's ever said about a cat?
He's like a dog.
You got any, my cat?
You got any?
He's a dog. He's like a dog. He comes when you call him. He knows his name.
All right, 4 under is the adjusted score after that hole.
He knows he's our pet.
Nice solid birdie on that last
So you're
hole.
telling me
We
the
got another
best cat
birdie in the
world
works
is
here.
a mediocre dog. How is that? Right? Just get that straight. Because guess what? No one's ever going to say the reverse of that. Nobody. No one's going to be like, you got to meet my dog, bro. He totally thinks he's a cat. Cat dog. Cat dog. Poops in like a little box in my kitchen. Cat dog. We haven't seen him in 8 years because someone jostled a cabinet door too loudly. Cat dog. I don't even know if he's still in the house. I don't know. Cat dog. Cat dog. I saw him take a swipe at a baby for no reason. Baby was doing nothing. Just, baby was napping on his
Solid
back.
swing.
And look, by the way, we're not knocking all cat owners.
No, there are cat owners who are great. We're just trying. Let's draw the distinction between cat owners and cat people.
Cat owners are fine.
Cat people need to be put down.
Here's the
All
difference.
right, we're about
Cat owner
215
will buy
yards from the
expensive
pin
cat
here.
food for his or her cat. Cat person will taste it first just to make sure it's seasoned properly.
Do I taste oregano? No, you shouldn't taste that at all.
Hollywood is saying that online piracy is costing the U.S. film industry $20 billion a year. Can you believe that? Online piracy is costing the U.S. film industry $20 billion a year. Like, don't they know they can download that stuff for free? Like, you're being ripped off.
Now that was a swing.
Who are you paying? Use BitTorrent. The Chinese race has taken a PR beating in the past couple of decades. Like, when did we become the bad guys? When did that happen? We used to be on top, just kicking butt, just pioneering human innovation, like for the good of everybody, right? The Chinese people, we invented paper, right? Are you familiar with that product? Maybe you've seen it around a couple of times. Maybe you've read about it on itself. That was us. We did that. You're welcome, humanity. You're welcome. And we nailed it as well. First time, nailed it. Rectangle shape. Got the shape right. Just happens to fit every photocopier ever made. Just whatever. We invented, Chinese people invented the compass. You know that's ridiculous. We invented the compass. We invented gunpowder, fireworks. We invented chopsticks, right? We invented chopsticks because forks are too easy.
And after that one, your adjusted score is coming in around 5 under.
I enjoy a challenge when I'm doing a daily
Okay, 17th
activity
hole. Take
that's
your
required
best
for
shot.
my survival. What is that, a spoon? Get that crap away from me. What are you, a sissy? I enjoy drinking soup with 2 sticks.
I live next door to a cockatoo. I don't know if anybody was thinking of having a bird of paradise for a neighbor, but I can't recommend it. Mine likes calling out in the middle of the night.
And yeah,
as though
I
it's
think you
being
could
murdered.
2-putt from here. All right, 14 feet to the hole.
That'll leave you puzzled. I don't know whether to feel horribly frightened or warmly greeted. You know, that was an emotional quandary. Actually, you know what? I find birds, you know, they can be discriminated against just like any other animal. Like, for example, a dove. What is that? Symbol of peace, purity? That's just a member of the pigeon family. You add a little bit of color. What is it now? A symbol of poor sanitation. No other difference. Dove soap? Moisturizing, yes, please. Pigeon soap? No, thanks. The hell is that? What are those flecks of black in the soap? I don't think that's soap at all.
And after that one, your adjusted score is coming in around
like
5
animals.
under.
Some people, I question how much they like animals.
Okay,
I saw
here we
a
go.
guy pat a talk to the owner. Oh, is it a he or a she? Why do you need to know the gender of the animal to move forward in your relationship with it? What do you have in mind, sir?
I was plowing through some Newcastles with a buddy of mine. We had about 5 or 6 of them each, and we thought it was a good time to take a stab at the whole racism issue. We were both white at the time. I don't know what we thought we were going to add to the discussion, but here was his theory. He goes, look, not every racist is as bad as a Klansman. Some people just have some outdated ideas. And I don't know if I really buy this. I don't think racists come in levels of
Great
badness
contact.
like the bad
Nice
guys
swing.
in Super Mario Brothers. If there's different kinds of racists, maybe there's 2. There's racists with mustaches, and there's racists without mustaches.
Okay, so you're in the rough here. I'm not going to lie.
Those are the 2 kinds. They're just as racist. They just express it differently. Like mustache racists are bold. They're like, get out of my town. Whereas racists without mustaches are more like, I don't know if we should hire Kevin. I don't know if that's the direction we should go in. The weirdest prejudice you run into, every now and then you still meet people that hate Jewish people. And if you can stand to be in the room with them long enough and you argue with them, they
Nice.
always come up with the same reason. You're like, well, why? Why do you like them? And they always say the same thing. They go, because Jews love money.
Putting from around 16
Doesn't
feet out.
everybody? Is anybody on payday going, don't give me that crap? That stuff's for Jews. Pay me in fireworks. I'm glad there's a recession. A lot less Jew devil paper going around. And when celebrities get caught saying anti-Jewish things, they say they were drunk. That's what Mel Gibson said, John Galliano, Helen Thomas. I've never bought it once because I've been drunk a ton. And never once have I been like, dude, I think those beers are kicking in. How can you tell? Kind of starting to hate the Jews. I finished that 3rd Rickards Red. They seem
Great
quite
work out there.
suspicious.
5 under is the adjusted score. You clocked up at the end
And
of
you
the
never
round.
looked to your buddy and been like, dude, are
Good
you
job
even
out there.
cool to
5
drive?
under.